Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Bronco Roundup Game Day. We're joined now in studio by former Boise State football player Gabe Linehan. Played for the Broncos from 2009 to 2013. Thanks for joining us this morning. How we doing?
Fantastic. Nothing like game day.
Yeah, the wild one, right? Famous. We got a picture of it in a second. We'll get there. First off, though, what does it mean for you to still be involved in the Boise State football program and travel back over there, see the guys? It's funny because the Blademeyer football complex, correct me if I'm wrong, it was like just being finished. You barely got to experience that thing before you handed it off to the next generation, right?
Yeah, it was a quick handoff. I ended up getting about 4 to 5 months in that facility.
Okay.
Quite the exit, you know, within the experience that we had there, in the more blue-collar side of the stadium for the years that we did. And yeah, that was wonderful. I feel real bad for the guys that graduated a year before me.
Right.
They got to watch it being built.
You're the true
Didn't get
blue.
to experience
Your
it.
group's like the true blue collar. Anybody pre-Blademeyer, when the old locker room, all that stuff. I know we got some pictures here of you. The long flow. You had such a look that everybody knew when Gabe Linehan stepped on a football field. How much did you enjoy your time playing for the Broncos? How did it mold you?
Yeah, I mean, truly it was an honor, it was a privilege to be able to play within the program, especially in the years that I did, within, you know, the Coach Pete era, just the special group of players and, you know, mentalities that we held. I mean, it meant everything, and it still does. I mean, being able to continue to be a part of the culture, you know, being here in Boise ever since, being, you know, continuing to be involved with the program and, you know, some things outside of the program, you know, being able to continue to build the community. I mean, everybody cares so much, you know, for all the right reasons. And so being able to contribute to that while on the field, while in the locker room, and now off the field, you know, into the, you know, more, you know, maturity of my life, it means a lot. And there's really nothing like the Boise State culture and the kind of nucleus that surrounds this whole area.
You know, Gabe, speaking of you know, the foundation set, as a guy who played under Jeff Choate and now gets to watch him coach the rival Nevada Wolfpack, you know, what was your experience under him? All of his former players, current players, talk about how much of a great motivator he is. Just what was your experience with that?
That would wrap him up pretty well. He brings the fire for sure. He brings the motivation. I mean, I'm so glad to be able to see him in the role that he's in now, wherever he's at. You know, no matter which flag he's flying, he deserves to be leading a team. And we always knew that he was going to be that type of guy because he was somebody that everyone resonated with, no matter what. You know, and some more than others, but everybody across the board. And so what he can do for a team, and you know, the path he can put them on, I'm really excited to see what he gets to do after this game. So,
Yeah, right.
So he can have a down day today. But.
Nevada's going to be a tough place to win consistently, in my opinion. Just the game has changed, and it will be tough. If anybody can do it there, though, it is Jeff Choate. Have great admiration for that guy. Curious, you go back a few years here, the last time Boise State went up to play an old rival in Idaho. You hear about the legend of Jeff Choate from that game and what he did to fire you guys up. And I didn't know till today, going back in the archives a little bit, he used the hammer. Before you brought the hammer out onto the field for that game, what do you remember about that little pregame speech from Jeff Choate?
You know, trying to piece it together for sure. There was a lot of energy, a lot of things being thrown around, including the hammer, including some helmets.
Yeah.
You know, again, Jeff, especially with that Idaho rivalry, you know, it meant a lot to him as well, and you know, and he showed that, and he made us feel that, and was a big part of, you know, the energy that we brought to that game and every game, and obviously the results showed that for that game, the last day in the Kibbie Dome.
I'm not asking you to look into a crystal ball, but I kind of am in the same way. He smashed an Idaho helmet that day, right? You think he's going to find an old Boise State helmet for a little motivation today?
You know, I'm going to keep that. Jeff is going to do what he's going to do. You know, he's going to get his boys fired up. we'll see how well that translates to the field. But it's a tough place to play. He knows that on the blue.
It is.
I wanted to ask you, back in the 2010s, the golden era of Boise State football, the Kell Moore era. As you watch this team that has so much excitement in front of them, what kind of similarities do you see out of this group who's trying to reach similar heights?
Yeah, I think a really well-rounded team. It's been really exciting throughout this season, is being able to see each facet of our game develop more and more, and some real ballers being able to be contributing, and and then just the excitement, the energy. Spencer brings a whole another level to this program, and he was the absolute perfect person to come in and continue the tradition. Kind of from the outside, but incubating for the years that he did, and really becoming a part of the culture, and then being able to continue it and grow it and accelerate it, even in a way that I kind of have predicted. And so, yeah, there are a lot of similarities there. We're packed full of talent. We're packed full of excitement. People really love being here, and that was the real thing about my time here. We loved to play for the guy next to us, for the brother next to us. And the work that you put in in the off season, the work that you put in every week, it was something that meant a lot to all of us. And so you can see that passion translating down.
I think that's where reality kind of sets in for me. I covered you during the end of your playing days. I'm still covering the team now. And when we say things like Boise State is the highest they've been ranked since guys like you played the game. Gabe, it's been a minute, obviously, but it's cool to see, because I remember when you guys rolled off the bus, it didn't matter who they put in front of you. It was going to be a long day for that opponent. When it comes to the culture, the brotherhood, all this stuff, I know how much the community means to you. You kind of have a fun role today, a liaison, if you will, to a special kid over at Albertson Stadium today.
Yeah, no, we've been. It's been exciting. So I've been working for years with Alex Guerrero and Gerard Rabb on the Gridiron Dreams Football Academy, and in the years that have gone by, Alex and Gerard and myself have been able to continue to build that brand and that program, and have now kind of jumped into the NIL game, in a really great way, being able to build the Gridiron Dreams Ambassador Program. Which is just some of the top guys from Boise State that are part of a group with Alex, and it just kind of takes even a greater spin on the NIL deal, where there's all kinds of brand activations and things like that can happen, but really it's about the community. It's about serving others and about helping people experience things that they otherwise wouldn't be able to do so with. And we had an opportunity to team up with the Dream Factory of Idaho, which is a wish-granting organization, and has had an opportunity to set up a series of wishes to be granted.
Yeah.
One included the exclusive tour of the facilities in the blue, led by Maddox, and more surprises, more wishes to be granted still.
Yeah,
so.
we don't want to spill the beans here. More to
No
come
beans
today.
to be spilled.
But that's still pretty cool. Landon again received the tour of the football facility, free tickets and sideline passes to the game today, and more in store for you today, buddy. Gabe, we appreciate it, man. We know you're a busy dude, so we appreciate you swinging by the studio this morning.
Pleasure to be here.
All right, Gabe Linehan, everybody. More to come on Bronco Roundup Game Day.